Am I fucking lined up? Am I lined up? It could be better. That's good enough. Do I want to clip this to my shirt or do I want to hold this microphone? I don't know, bro. Do I want to hold this microphone? I don't need to. Nom, nom. Nom, nom. Oh, nom, 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 nom. What is this, bro? Hold on. We gotta sync the audio real quick. That'll do it. Okay, okay. So, I don't know what order I'm gonna put these songs in yet. Jesus. I don't know what order I'm gonna put these songs in yet. What I do know is that there is a chronological order. There is a chronological order. But I don't know if I'm going to put them in that order because of how the music will flow. I won't know until I'm done with all the music. That said, I'm not going in chronological order with these videos. So I'm kind of just jumping around to whatever song I want to do at the time. And I only got a few hours before I got to go to work. And I feel like this specific song is the fastest to get done. So my desk is messy. So I'm gonna knock this song out. Before I knock this song out, I'm gonna give y'all backstory. Fair warning, it is TMI. It is way too much information. So if you know me and you don't want to know too much information about me, now is your time to leave. Okay, here we go. Around, this won't be exact. I know this is going to be wrong, but it is a long time ago. At this point, it's around like maybe 9 years ago. I was dating this girl, and the demons that me and her inherited from our parents was not supposed to mix together. Was not supposed to mix at all. But this song ain't about her. That's just a little bit of backstory. But she, from the very beginning of our relationship, I was like madly in love. I fell in love with this girl in 3 days. We was together for together like 2 years, but we kept being in cahoots with each other for like 4 or 5. But she told me when we first started dating that her mother was like I forget the word for people. A pathological liar? Is that the word I'm looking for? Whatever word means that's what you do. That's what she said her mama was. And if I had enough wisdom at the time, I would have thought the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and I would have been on the lookout for her to be lying to me. But I didn't have the wisdom at the time. So from the very beginning of our relationship, she was lying to me about everything. Everything she lied to me about. And it was to a point to where the only things that I know are absolutely true that she told me are things that her family would also do with us. So like her birthday. And aside from her birthday and who her friends were, I don't know if anything that she ever told me was the truth. She had got pregnant. I don't know if the baby was mine. I don't know if she actually was pregnant and was using somebody else's ultrasound, because that's not too far removed from the type of thing she would do. Let me see. When towards the end of the relationship, when I was done with her and I had told her, I was like, you are a terrible friend. I don't want to be friends with you. Like, we dated and I loved you. I still love you, but I can't be friends with you. You're a terrible friend. And she let like 2 weeks go by before she told me that she had cancer. She told me she had cancer. She had me crying at work in front of the hoes, bro. I'm sorry. But she had me crying at work, bro. I'm still friends with a bunch of the people that I work with at this one job, but she had me crying at work, bro. I had such a weak spot for this girl. And from the beginning of our relationship, she was lying to me about everything. She lied to me about so many things, that who she was showing me she was and who she actually was two completely different people. But people can't keep like a facade like that up for too long. Like, granted, she did it for 2 years while we was dating, and then she halfway kept it up for the rest of the time that we was cool with each other. But people can't hold up facades for that long. Eventually, Eventually, it starts to take a toll on you. And this isn't me bragging about who I am, but you can only act like me for so long. I am truly compassionate, and you can only fake that for so long. Eventually, if you aren't that way, it will make you sick to your soul. And honestly, I don't know that she wasn't also truly compassionate. I believe that in her core, she was. Even though she was lying to me the whole time, we meshed so well, bro. And that still could be a little bit of brainwashing. That still could be her just mirroring myself back to me, and me having so much love for myself, so much vanity for myself. It could be that, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, it's so much to tell within the story of me and this girl. But this particular song is about the end. No, it's not even about the end of me and that girl. It's about a small... It's hard to explain. Give me a second, bro. Towards the end of our relationship, when I first found out she started lying to me, we stayed together another 6 months after I found out that she was lying to me about everything. We stayed together another 6 months, and I was just uncovering lie after lie after lie after lie after lie, and it kind of shattered the wall. And it was like, I don't know you. Like this person that I've been giving my all to, like, I do not know you. I don't know who you are. Like, how, I don't understand how like, at that time, I don't understand how a person can get like this, bro. I know now that she was empty inside. I know now that she was sad inside. I know she had a hole in herself. I know that she filled that hole with anything that could hold her attention at the time. But when you got a hole like that in you, nothing but God can fill it. In general, when you have like a void in you, nothing but God can fill it. Not even in general. That's just all the way. But this song, right? After I found out that she was lying to me about everything, I had like I had a manic episode. And like, if you've never had a manic episode, this is how it goes. it makes you like crazy. You kind of fade out of who you are, and you kind of just be in the motions of doing whatever. And I'm not a bad person. I'm not terrible. Like, in my heart, I aspire to be a good human being. So even in my manic episode, all I did was go to work and hang out with her and go home. But being in a manic episode, it makes you like, what's the word I'm looking for? Easily coaxed. That might not be the word I'm looking for. Coax might not mean what I think it means. I don't know. But like, vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable to suggestion. And I got fired from this job, right? I'm back at that job now. But at the time, I was working at the same place that I'm working now. And this dirty old man made a suggestion to me. And he at this job, they had us working 12 hours and it was 7 days a week. So while going through what I was going through with this girl, I was also just being wore the fuck out at this job. And this dirty old man planted a seed in me. And being manic, it was just kind of accepted. And I didn't do it immediately. I didn't start acting on it immediately, but it stayed in the back of my head, and it kind of just festered over the course of like a month. And then that festering turned into me doing research, and then it turned into me acting. He was like, the old dude, he was like, I forget exactly what he said, but he kind of just showed me his phone. He like, hey man, look at this, man. That's not how he talked. I don't feel like replicating it, but he was like, more, just look at this. Let me show you something, young whippersnapper. And then he showed me prostitutes. And after that, it took like a month of festering, and then it had me doing research on how and where to go and what to look for so I don't get arrested. And after like a month of research, it turned into me actively seeing prostitutes. It turned into me actively seeing prostitutes. And I saw prostitutes because, like, I was making a lot of money at this job, bro. And I was seeing prostitutes a lot. Like, I had a friend that found out about it. And he was like, his thought process behind finding out what I did was like, that's some serial killer shit. And honestly, that is what I did. That is the type of shit that like a serial killer would do. Like the number of prostitutes that I saw, like, okay, so I was at that time, I was only at this job for like 6 months. We doing 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was bringing in $4,000 every 2 weeks. You could do the math on that. I was bringing in $4,000 every 2 weeks. I was there for 6 months. On the low end, I spent $15,000 on prostitutes over the course of like 6 months. And this song that I'm writing isn't about the manic. I should write a song about the manic episode, but this song isn't about that. This song isn't about the girl that that was part of the reason that I went through this. This song is about a prostitute that I met. This song is about a prostitute that I met. And she wasn't the first one. She wasn't the first one. She was the second prostitute that I met. Even in that state, I was still kind-hearted. Even in that state, I was kind-hearted. And I just remember having this heart-to-heart conversation with this prostitute. And I was like, how did you get here? And she more or less was like, I think the only way to get in this position is not having love for yourself. And I wasn't even processing that like completely at the time. I wasn't processing it. I was just in the moment, and me and this prostitute having a heart to heart, and we sitting on this bed after we had done the thing, and we just having this heart to heart, and we just crying, bro. I'm in this hotel room crying in the bed with a prostitute. And you don't build relationships with prostitutes. You don't build relationships with them. Most of them are hardened people. They've been through enough, and they've seen through it. They've seen enough to where they've allowed their hearts to harden, and it would be hard. It would be hard to form any kind of bond or any kind of relationship with them. They have to know you, get to know you. But me and this prostitute, we have a heart to heart, and we crying in this hotel room on this bed. And I start to like regularly see this prostitute, and we become friends. I become friends with this prostitute. And after a while, after a while, after 6 months, I snap out of my manic episode. Not while I'm with one of these random women. Just, I don't know where I was when I snapped out. I believe I was in my apartment in East Memphis at the time, but I snapped out of it. And I remember being like, holy shit, what the fuck am I doing, bro? What the fuck am I doing? And like today, I don't regret going through everything that I went through because it made me the person that I am. I don't regret the people that I met while I went through that. But this song is about that prostitute. I can't put a date on it, but she died one day. I don't know how she died. I think she was killed. But I never got close enough with like her family to like be in like that to even ask her mom like what happened. Like I'm not close enough to them. I was on the outskirts, but this prostitute that I cared about, they cared about me. And like you say that, like, yeah, but she did. She died. And she was one of my friends. But this song is about her. Rest in peace, Patrice. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna bump this first verse. I'm planning on putting somebody else on the second verse. So we'll see how that go. I got like this dude named Tico. He's one of my favorite rappers in Memphis, but I'm planning on putting him on the second verse so the song can provide two different perspectives. Two different perspectives on like love and caring and shit. And the heart. Because I want to put in my broken perspective and then I want to put in the perspective of somebody who's trying to do it right. But I'm gonna play this for y'all. Where my lyrics at for this song even? The song is called Julia Roberts. Where's my lyrics? There they go. I gotta turn this up so y'all can hear it too. Hopefully it's loud enough. She never knew what love was, but she tried to be affectionate, a flawed individual, struggling perfectionist, singing, not a murderer, but please don't push me, a mercenary, you can pay to wield that pussy. See your hating ass coming with her eyes closed, throwing ass, making it.